Hello there, fellow NPCs. I am Carbon Scythe, and today we're getting back into Doki Doki Literature Club. Somewhat. In the last episodes, last few episodes, maybe it was... no, it was just the last one. We were starting that some parts of the game were starting to glitch out. Or their reality, in a sense. Or it's the game, because Monica knows it's a game. It's gonna be really... weird. And we are here to present our first poem for Natsuko or Monica. And here's the thing though, Yuri is supposed to be here, but she ran out. I don't quite remember why. Did check it out. And it said she was going to get some water. And she was acting really strange. Yeah. Now that that is out of the way, let's present our poem to the girls who don't really care for us. Or rather, Natsuki doesn't care for me, at least. We don't know about Monica. But yeah, let's go. So yeah, let's start with Monica, honestly. Natsuki, I meant. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. Well, thank you. Yeah, that's something I was thinking. Before we continue here. Yuri was acting really strange. Not only because her eyes were glitching out and things like that, she was acting a bit unhinged. If you look deeper into it. And maybe was Sayori keeping her in check in a way? That's what I'm wondering. And now that Sayori is removed and she can't keep people in check anymore, it's either that or because the files are corrupted now that none of the characters is going to behave the way they're supposed to. Man, talking about this as a game rather than their world, their reality in a sense, is just so weird, so strange. It's giving me a lot of Missingno vibes from Pokemon, if you remember Missingno. Yeah, but yeah, let's continue. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. I'm just looking if she's going to glitch out too. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you like it. Yeah. Her hairbands are frazzled. It's not as tidy as it was before. Is there anything else wrong with her? Tassels? Well, hairbands anyway. Frazzled, you know, I was saying the right words. I don't think they were like that before. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah. I'm still wondering if there's some hidden meaning here. And this music is kind of saying that it's a bit lackluster, something is missing. It's not going all the way, really. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. And this is where you and Yuri originally started to had a fight. So let's see how this goes. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Oh, right, that maybe was me. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. Well, that's what it means to be like a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from your youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Oh, there's simply no fight. Okay. Hi, Kurt. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Kurt. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Kurt. I was going, ooh, in my mind while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. I'm just waiting for the next glitch to happen. It's too normal. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly, the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Huh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. But it wasn't looking at me. Yeah, this is a new one. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. And this is Monica playing the piano, I assuming. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? Wait, I need to start over. Hole in wall, but it wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on the flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me, The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He is right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. This one is a bit more cryptic. But I don't want to make any assumptions yet. But someone is not looking at her. The only one else here is seemingly me. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. Oh shit, I completely missed to check that this time. I didn't feel like, in the first time around, the sentences were cut off in the middle of a sentence. I didn't really get that feeling this time around though. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Marka's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try too hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Yeah, I've heard that one before. And not only that, not only do you have to get something down, it doesn't have to make any sense either. Because this is not just a lesson in... the lesson here is to get something down, get into your system that you're always writing something. Not that you need to write one chapter now, one chapter whenever you feel ready for it. Write something down. You can always come back to it later. So it's more about getting into the flow of always writing something. It's something I've been really bad at, to be honest. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. I remember that one. But I don't remember that tip though. So you just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Oh, we do get to present it to Yuri. As Yuri reads my poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you have written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking down them more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. The stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamingly, as if there's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. Yeah, it's the same one. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glows, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining street light to have withstand the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. This is different, I think. I bathe, calm breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I think it's slightly different. And yeah. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. Actually, I think your handwriting is pretty. Huh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Kurt. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember, that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Huh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Kurt. Oh, me too. And there was no fight at all. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if... Yeah. That flute is off. Let's see if I can hear it again. There was something with it. I don't think the xylophone is a problem. It is a very pretty song though. It is a long song. So unfortunately I'm not going to continue listening. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. I just can't get out of my head that the song is wrong. Now let's see here. Start it over. In a second now. There should be a flute here. I guess nothing. Nope. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Huh, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Huh? Now, okay, this is where the fight begins, and Sayori is not here to stop it. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Kurt did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon unless you, of course, come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Kurt liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up, and the music cut off. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Uh-huh? That's not what I... Oh. You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Kurt appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Kurt started showing up. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! Taking out your own insecurity, some others like that. Ah! How far does it go? It's getting closer. It's getting... Oh! It's not getting worse than this. This seems to be it. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look at who's talking. You want to be edgy bitch. Oh. Edgy. Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. Wow. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. Wow, they are going at it. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa. Be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Kurt hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Ha ha ha. Suddenly Yuri turns towards me, as if she just noticed I was standing here. Kurt. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. Whoa! Shabarahoha! You're both awful. No one was no one is going to protect Natsuki. Ah! I'm not allowed to choose Yuri! What? What am I supposed to do then? This is so nerve-wracking. Anyone? Oh, God, we're zooming in on Natsuki here. Can I zoom in on Yuri? No. Yes? This is such a fucking trip. Hey, Kurtz. Oh shit, it's not going behind her, it's going on the side. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay. Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never had it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Okay. She is inserting herself here. Suddenly Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Natsuki runs out of the classroom, right. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it! I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Kurt, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. No, you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. What is that supposed to mean? Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Kurt. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. What?! Okay, this will be it for today's episode, but last thoughts before we shut down is Yuri knows that something is wrong and she wants to talk to me about it for some reason, for whatever reason. And Monica realizes that Yuri knows that something is wrong. So what did she say? There's nothing we can do about it. I really appreciate you understand, Zip. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? Yeah, and that is when she just cut the game off and sent us here to write a poem. Yeah. I think Monica is controlling the game now. Is there any chance we can flip these? Flip these? No. But yeah, so that means that is the end of today's episode. I wanted something scary to happen, and nothing happened throughout the entire game until the very last end, to the very end, when everything went down. So yeah, I got what I wanted and I freaked out about it. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you Joseph for donating directly to my Ko-fi page. I'll see you guys in the next one, and remember, just because you're not the main character, it does not mean you're not important. Goodbye everyone.